pit bulls all loaded onto the couch. We're ready to go. Welcome back to Life in Surround. I know it's been a while, but I've been struggling through a man cold. It's really knocked me down. Voice isn't entirely back, but I figure it's time just to get back on it, because we have a lot of surround music to get through. We haven't even scratched the surface. There are hundreds upon hundreds of titles left to get to, and I'm not even talking about the super obscure stuff that didn't quite work out. There are hundreds of excellent, very enjoyable surround music titles to get to, and my mission is to educate you about them, or to simply enjoy them with you if you already know about them. So in that spirit, today we're going to be discussing a somewhat obscure one. This is Lacuna Coil, Karmacode. And in case this doesn't look like the Karmacode you know, it's because it's trapped inside this visual karma set. So I did eventually want to get around to this kind of surround music release, where it's not the main feature of a set. And so you kind of have to do some sleuthing to find it. For instance, if we go look at Google, you'll see that Karmacode in surround does exist, but it's only known about on sites like Quadraphonic Quad, Lacuna Coil FAQ, some DTS specific sites. But if you go look on Amazon, you're going to find listings for Lacuna Coil's Karmacode CD, LP. When you go look through those various versions, they're all going to be in stereo. So let's take a look at this set. So we start off with a nice slipcase here. We've got this glossy code printed over matte black. We've got disc information on the back. Pull out the guts to reveal this anime-looking Gothic artwork. I don't know a whole lot about anime, but I know that they're umpteen tendrily monsters, tendrily hybrid human beings and stuff, so they went for an anime type of thing. And then when we get to the other side, we see that there are 4 discs and a booklet. And the discs are a live DVD, a DVD of documentary type stuff, a bonus CD of the live shows, and the all-important bonus audio DVD, Karmacode. Inglorious 5.1. You get your choice of Dolby, or DTS. Incidentally, I did watch the documentary stuff. It's okay if you're into the band. If you're not, I don't think it's going to blow your mind. I did watch the shows, and they have your typical concert type of surround, which is basically the band up front and ambience and crowd in the surrounds. Occasionally some musical elements sneak out there, but mostly I think because they were part of the reverb. But the shows do sound good, and the band performs well. They're very entertaining, they're very energetic, they're engaging. They're good enough looking people. For my taste, the standout would be Christina Scabia, but others of you out there may find other band members attractive. Yeah, the concerts are cool, the documentary footage is cool. I haven't tried out the bonus audio CD, just haven't had time for that. But the main feature here, Karmacode in 5.1, hidden in this live set. Is it worth tracking down? Well, perusing the Karmacode thread over on Quadraphonic Quad, I see that sometime last year I was able to find the set for $10. So already we're talking about a very reasonable cost for a lot of bonus material, plus the main feature for us surround heads, a surround album. Now, not only is the entire Karmacode album mixed in 5.1, but you get the bonus track Enjoy the Silence, which is a Depeche Mode cover, which they do very well, and you get a couple of B-sides also. So there's actually 15 tracks mixed into surround. So we're talking about a tremendous value if you can find this thing for a similar cost to what I did, or even twice as much, or maybe 3 times as much. So the value's there. What about the mix? So my opinion about the mix has fluctuated a little bit, but with the benefit of repeated listens, and with going back and listening to the album in stereo from my iPod on some Audio-Technica in-ear monitors, I have to say that the 5.1 mix pretty closely honors the stereo original version of the album. And so some of the things that I'm not in love with about the surround mix is really just a feature of the album. So I can't really knock the mix in that regard. So what I mean by that is you're going to get passages where some of the vocals are a little bit buried compared to other passages. You'll have passages where either the dude's vocal or Christina's vocal are pipingly clear, and then you'll get other passages where they blend in a lot more with the other heavy instruments. And I have to conclude that that's a stylistic choice. During certain passages they wanted to showcase vocals, and during certain passages they wanted the vocal to be more or less one of the other instruments. What else can be said about the mix? You mainly get drums up front, and heavy guitars up front, bass up front. You get most of your showcased vocals up front. And then you get harmony vocals and counterpoint vocals, keyboard parts, guitar overdubs, stuff like that tend to favor your surrounds. And they stick to that formula for most of the album. Occasionally they mix it up. You'll get a counterpoint or a harmony supportive vocal up in front with the main vocal for a few passages. I'm not sure why they didn't just set it and forget it, because delegating supportive stuff to the surrounds is a great way to keep an album discreet. But I'm not super duper annoyed by the fact that they stray from that formula every now and then. Variety is the spice of life, right? So, and then to be fair, the album, by the time you get to the tremendously well done and satisfying Depeche Mode cover, the album for me has already outstayed its welcome a tiny bit. So Enjoy the Silence is the 13th track. If they had managed to cut a track or two and to just really finish it up a little bit sooner, it would make me happier. Arguably the most popular tracks, the first 3 on the album, they feel a little samey to me. They are obviously different songs, they have different lyrics, different melody, different riff, but they are encapsulated in kind of the same way. You have this sort of ominous introductory keyboardy type thing, and then heavy guitars come in, and then this kind of vocal motif comes in, and then they hit you with the verses, and then they, get to the hook right around the same time. So I'm probably broad brushing that, overgeneralizing, but to me, the strongest 3 tracks of the album should have been spread out instead of being lumped right up ahead. I think maybe the band was concerned about popularity and really wanting to put their catchiest foot forward on this package. So I do like Karmacode, and especially the surround mix helps to keep me engaged. It doesn't quite grab me for the full ride. It drops me off somewhere around the 9th or 10th track. I wish they were wrapping up right around then. And the B-sides are okay. I'm glad that they were included, and I'm glad that they were remixed into 5.1. I just don't really remember them, and so they're there for your hardcore fans. But for me, I may, in subsequent listenings, skip a couple of the album tracks and end things on Enjoy the Silence. I just really dig that track. I would rank it up there with the self-penned hits from this album. And, for those of you who aren't aware, let me see. Our Truth, Closer, To the Edge, Fragments of Faith. These are some of the standout tracks. So, if you aren't aware of Lacuna Coil, go YouTube them. Look up Our Truth, Closer, To the Edge, Enjoy the Silence. See if you like those tracks. If you do, this is an absolute no-brainer if you can find it at a reasonable price. It's a very good mix. It honors the original album while discreetly placing important musical information in your surrounds. If you're into heavy music at all, particularly with female leads and a Gothic flair, you're going to do just fine with this. If you're willing to expand your horizons, if that isn't a preferred genre for you, then more power to you. I think this is a good example of the genre. It's well executed, it's well mixed, it's reasonably mastered, it's a little loud, but that's just what you get with this dense kind of sound that the band is going for. So let's go over to Quadraphonic Quad now, and you see that there is a poll page for the album. And let's see, how would I rate this album overall? I'm going to knock a point off for content because, like I said, the album outstays its welcome for me slightly before the end. And I'm going to knock a point off for the mix just because I don't feel like they nailed it. They may have actually honored the stereo original version a little too well. And I would prefer for absolutely no vocals to be obscured. I'm more of a maximum separation kind of guy. I appreciate that they wanted to keep the power of the band and the density, but I think they maybe could have struck a little bit better happy medium there. So I'm going to go ahead and vote an 8. I'm going to give them full points. I'm going to give them full points for packaging because the set is a tremendous value. So I'm going to place my vote. There we go. I have voted an 8. And wow, as we can see here, I'm exactly in line with 4 other voters. This album on Quadraphonic Quad only has 5 votes. So current Quadraphonic Quad members, go out and find this set. I know that we're used to spending way more on surround albums, so this really shouldn't hurt your pocketbook that bad. Or if you have it sitting around and you haven't listened to it, go ahead and throw it in your player, give it an evaluation, and give us your vote. I have a feeling that this is going to land somewhere in the 6 to 9 range for a lot of people. It's well done. It may not be everybody's cup of tea. I think it had a little bit of room for improvement, but it is enjoyable and satisfying for me, and I like this kind of music, so it's going to get repeated listens around this household. It's one of those diamonds in the rough where it was hidden inside of another set, and so to me that makes it kind of exciting to find like a hidden surround album. So for me, this one's a keeper. It's a winner. I look forward to hearing what you think about the album, either on Quadraphonic Quad, or go ahead and make a comment here. And I'll just throw out a reminder that if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you like this video, dog snores and all. And if you don't like this video, give me a thumbs down. Either way, let me know why. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Subscribe. Ring the notification bell. Share the video. Listen to Karmacode by Lacuna Coil in 5.1, trapped inside the Visual Karma set. Hopefully you can find it at an affordable price. Engage this video, engage Quadraphonic Quad, and I look forward to interacting with you. And until next time, I'll just remind you to live life in surround.